Why is it so hard to finish something creative? Today, we're going to explore that question.
You've got to get your butt in gear and do it. And don't take no for an answer. Translate those ideas to cinema or to a painting or to whatever. And figure out a way to get it done.
Last year, I put out an EP titled Deja Vu. And a couple months after completing that, I spent time to really think about what I could have done better and how I can improve for the next time I embark on a project. I thought indexing these things would help, but as I'm putting the finishing touches on my next album right now, I'm wondering why a lot of these same issues are coming up again. This problem is not unique to me and has many names: perfectionism, burnout, writer's block, but I think it all really boils down to one thing: fear. When you're working on something like an album, movie, painting, or anything really, I think the biggest thing that weighs on your mind is that you're going to put yourself out there in this way and then fail miserably. And this weighs into every little decision that you mull over. These small, minute details that no one will ever notice turn into something that can prevent your work from ever seeing the light of day. But the reality is, it's a part of the job for every creative to put their work out there, even when they feel stuck or consumed by perfectionism. Without this, you can never improve. And honestly, you don't stand a chance.
I'm extremely self-critical. So you don't have that self-criticism, harsh, like, this could have been better, this...
If it could have been better, I would keep working on it. It's like, if it could be better, it's not done. Well, it's the best it can be. I've done everything I can to make it the best it can be. And that's all. I can't do more than that. So there's nothing to be critical of. I did my if you always give all of yourself and do your best, where could there be regret?
We've been programmed since birth to judge our success based on grades and numbers, but in a creative field, the line is much more blurred than that. And I think this is what a lot of people struggle with. When you're first starting out, you can put months of your time into something that is only being consumed by like 30 people. And even if you're really proud of the work itself, this can leave you questioning, like, what the hell are you doing? And that's why I think so many people give up in these early days, because it's easier to stop than it is to sit with the idea of your work living in obscurity forever. And when people face this fact, there's a number of strategies that they use. Call them manifestation or anything else. This idea that you can will success into existence by picturing yourself on the biggest stage and not allowing any other thoughts into your mind. But for me, that's never really worked, and I've had to develop a different strategy. When I think about this idea of failure in the traditional sense, where I may never get a massive audience or fan base, it scares me. But instead of ignoring that fear, I try to really think about it and process it and understand that that is a realistic outcome. And I think once you face this and still decide to move forward, you know you're headed in the right direction.
And when you did Eraserhead, were you looking to launch a career in?
No. There's no launching a career. You know, they call it a film business, but money is the last thing a person should be thinking about in my book. The last thing. You fall in love with ideas, and you get fired up, and you go and you try to translate those ideas into cinema. And it's a beautiful, beautiful journey. And so it has nothing to do with any kind of career. It has to do with the loving of doing.
I think the biggest thing you can do is really quite simple. Just focus on the things that you can control, and don't worry about anything that you can't. You can't physically make millions of people listen to your music, watch your movie, watch your YouTube series, buy your clothes, do anything. But what you can do is work as hard as possible to make something authentic to you, put it out there, and then try to get people to hear it. Through this formula, you develop this blind sort of passion that so many see in artists, and it honestly scares them. The idea that someone is completely committed to what they love doing, no matter how that story ends, is something that a lot of people struggle to understand. And honestly, I can't blame them. It always makes sense when you've found your audience and you have widespread fame and success. But in those early days, it's a really crazy thing that you're doing. And this is when you're really tested. Once it's just you and the mic or you and the camera, do you have what it takes to stay committed and see this through to the end? This question becomes even harder when you do find an audience, because now you have the pressure of a fan base and giving them what they want, while also still trying to reach new people and staying true to why you started doing this in the first place. The reality is, if you don't develop strategies to handle this fear early on, it's going to stick with you and haunt you for your entire career. Because once you've reached the top of the mountain and you're touring the world or working in movies or selling your art at auctions, things only get more complicated. That's why this trust in you and your vision is something that all artists with long and fulfilling careers share. Because at the end of the day, that's all you have in this line of work. It's just you versus yourself. And oftentimes that's the toughest battle. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video.